What's up? We get Arrow, Season 5, Episode 2, The Recruits. So this episode starts off with Wild Dog taking down like a gang, and everyone was like, remove us. Do you want to be a part? Do you want to wear a hockey mask or do something better with your life? And I was like, you let the crime family get away. And I was like, nope. And defeats them. So back with Oliver's mayoral stuff that like probably some people care about. We see Oliver and he's talking to Thea and Thea's like, hey, what about the team? And I was like, yeah, there's no team. And he was like, why don't you like, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm not coming back. So he's like, why don't you like set up your own team? And she's like, Quentin, do you want to help me and Oliver or something? So I was like, okay, or something. Yeah. So then they assembled team. Felicity's hilarious. She's like, you're really gonna spend the entire time with our recruits wearing a mask? And he's like, yeah. These people don't know us and we don't know them, so what's the point of revealing the identities? True. But yeah. So training time comes and Oliver's like, you're not wearing a mask, and Felicity's like, yeah, not a chance. Oh yeah, I love Felicity again. Season 4. I'm glad they're really redeeming her character. This is episode 2, by the way. I hope by episode 6, she's still fantastic. Because by episode 6 of season 4, she was already my least favorite character. She was starting to become my least favorite character. This is episode 2. So yeah, at least this episode isn't boring as season 4 episode 2 was. The candidate was so boring. So yeah, so Oliver's like, here's the objective. The objective is to learn the objective. Run by me, get the bell. Yeah, basically Oliver's taking what he learned in Russia with the Bratva and how he had to run past the Bratva to get a bell, and learning it here to these recruits. And yeah, so they're like, run by me, get the bell, and you win. So they try to do it, but they all get taken down. So back on Diggle's side, we finally get a Diggle storyline with the military. Is that Diggle is talking to Diggle in the military when he's told by his commanding officer to do something, but he's telling this guy named Collins about no fear. But he sees that his commanding officer is really evil and is doing some bad stuff, like smuggling some bad stuff or doing some bad stuff. So he tries to report, but then Collins comes in, but then Collins gets shot by Diggle's gun, and she's like, no, Collins, we really liked you. Really, we really liked the guy, even though he was only in one episode appearance and he only exists in the episode to get killed. We still liked him. He was a nice guy Diggle was trying to teach about having fear or something. So she's like, hey, Diggle, no one will believe you. So you should sign this paper that says that you were doing all this or something, and because it was your gun that you used to kill Collins. And Diggle's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing any of that. So Quentin's like, well, so Thea's like, hey, Quentin, why don't you become deputy mayor? And he's like, wait, you really want a drunk to become a deputy mayor? And she's like, you're not a drunk, Quentin. You're not drunk. You're just a dad trying to honor the death of his daughter Laurel, and what would honor her would be the city, being the deputy mayor of the city that she loved. So yeah. So then Oliver assigns the team to go after this rag man that is attacking people. and like, wow. And then Renee's like, wow, pretty boy queen is really in the spotlight or something. And yeah, so Oliver's like staying there, but Renee goes after the red guy and takes one of his clothing because a girl was in the. And he's like, wow, Renee, he told us not to do anything, but he's like, if there's a girl in danger, I'm gonna do it. And he's like, hey, is he mad? And he's like, yeah, he's mad. So he's like, guys, I told you not to do anything, and you were, yeah. And he's like, hey, Hugh. And he's like, if there's something I'm gonna do to save City, I'm do it. And Felicity just trying to, and he's like, hey, you're just a guy who'd rather wearing a hockey mask. Curtis, you're a guy who'd rather sit around a computer. And Evelyn, you're just a little girl who'd rather be doing something better with her life. And then she's like, yeah, basically. And Oliver's like, and Felicity's like, hey, can I talk to you? And he's like, hey, you really need to calm down. And he's like, the recruits haven't dealt with it. So then Curtis and the team quit because of Oliver's grumpy McGrumpsons. And they're like, and he's like, hey, I tried to tell the team about how you, Sparty, and Speedy and Sparty were a family, but Oliver, you don't build people up. You bring them down because you don't know how to lead the team. You don't know how to be a leader because you don't know how. You don't build them up. You bring them down. So yeah. So then the Ragman attacks again. The Ragman. He attacks again and he's like, hey, you guys worked for Damien. You guys built missiles that destroyed Haven Rock. She's like, that was Damien Dark. And he's like, he wouldn't have done that if you hadn't given him tools to. He's the last survivor of Haven Rock. And Felicity's just like, wait, what? Because obviously she remembers she's the one that destroyed Haven Rock, so she would be, shocked about it. So, so Oliver's like, hey, he's like, hey, your father wouldn't want you to be attacking people. And he's like, his father gave him the right to protect himself. He's like, and then Oliver explains that his father died because his dad killed himself, and it's been 10 years since that. He's like, let's honor our fathers. Let's honor both of our fathers. So then Prometheus attacks. Wait, no, the green guy vigilante. The green guy vigilante attacks Church, and he's like, the green arrow is mine. The green arrow is mine. If you attack the green arrow again, he'll kill him. And he's like, who are you? And he's like, Prometheus. Wait for the Prometheus theme to be at the end, because the Prometheus theme, it slaps. It's the best theme. Dang, it slaps. It's the best theme. Bam. Prometheus. So anyway, that's still a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it. It was way better than Candidate. The Candidate was for season 4. That was a boring episode. But this episode is funny. Felicity is back to being on point as the best character of the Arrow. And But yeah, that was still a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it. It was good. But anyway, next time we'll get a special guest by Toy Oliver Queen. But anyway, that was it for this video, and I'll see you next time for more Arrow Season 5. So then the Green Arrow was like, you will not be working. You won't just be working with the Green Arrow, you'll be also working with him. And then Evelyn's like, the Green Arrow is the mayor, which is Oliver. Yeah. Yeah, so now they know. And yeah, so then, yeah. Now they know. So then the green guy attacks Tobias Church, and he's like, Green Arrow is mine. And if you don't, and you're not gonna kill him. And he's like, why? And he's like, who are you? And he's like, Prometheus. So yeah, we have an Archer villain again. Haven't seen that since season 1. There's a lot of season 1 references. Season 1 Arrow, season 1 bad guy who uses arrows, season 5 bad guy uses arrows. And yeah. Don't just see the connection. So, and yeah, so anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for more Arrow.